No, I don't think we're in the groove of this thing. We haven't done something like this in a long little time, have we?
Oh, is this? You are ready? Have we started? Have we? Is that?
Is it?
Is that
Wow!
what it is?
Apparently you are not ready.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's Elite Speculation, a show that started. Would you believe it? In 2018, 2 years ago already.
Wow. Also, did I say already? I was still moving chairs around. Sorry about that.
It's fine. So yeah, we haven't done one of these since I think March last year, everyone. But welcome back with ArenaNet announcing End of Dragons that is absolutely 100% in Cantha. Because there was still a little bit of niggling doubt, I suppose, Boots, right? Before this trailer.
No.
You think no? People contended to me. I was like, oh, it's Cantha. And they're like, oh, they haven't said that yet, guys.
But they had the picture of Cantha.
Well, it wasn't a picture of Cantha. It was a picture of some architecture that, you know, might not have
Oh,
been
so they could have
they
could have raised the Queen's Gauntlet area and rebuilt the Canthan district, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I would be quite interested in seeing that. Or at least, see, here's the thing with the ArenaNet streams. I would love to see them go back now and show us like a dev build from 2011 that had the original district in it. That would be cool to have a little tour of that, don't you think? But
it would be really cool. In fact, it makes me think that do you think they still have all those assets?
Actually, I don't. I don't think, because I'm super into the idea of playing the old alphas and stuff from Gamescom, and I've actually asked them, and no matter who I've asked, basically it sounds like they don't have any of that stuff anymore. That those versions are gone. I think. I mean, I can't speak for them. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, that's what it sounds like. Anyway, so guys, today what we're doing is we're going to make an elite specialization. We're going with a slightly different format, a slightly different twist to how this series operated in the last season. But we're hoping to get through each of the 9 professions and look at how they might be in the Canthan expansion, which presumably will come with 9 new elite specializations, right, Boots?
Right.
This time, instead of us both coming up with an idea before the video starts and like competing them off, we're going to try and build one together. We're going to build a specialization for all 9 of the classes and how they might be in Cantha, pretty much. But you don't really want it to be that we're guessing how they'll be in Cantha, but we're more like
because there's like a 1% chance that what we come up with here will be anywhere close to what the actual elite specializations are going to be in the expansion.
There's a higher chance than that. You don't want to be predictive.
All right, fine. You're right.
You don't think we can?
I'll give you. There's probably a 3 times higher chance than that.
Don't you think that for some classes it's a given they'll go one way or another, and for other classes it's a bit more open?
Yeah. Well, for theme-wise, possibly, yes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right. Guessing the exact... Like, for example, today, guys, we're going to be trying to build a thief, a Canthan thief. We'll see how this goes. And I think a lot of us can guess that maybe the devs will go with an assassin, right? But that doesn't mean we know exactly how the mechanics will go, if they did choose to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so, yeah. And on that topic, do you want to get started? We'll see what excites us, which one we go with.
Yeah, I'm in. So we're doing the thief, right?
Right, yeah. Let's do thief. Now, I do want to talk about the idea of an assassin, because I do want to be a little bit predictive, Boots. I do want to be a little bit predictive.
Predictable, yeah, okay.
I wonder, though, whether we will get an assassin for thief. Because...
Why? Because they like breaking norms and going outside the box? Guild Wars 2 as a whole?
Well, yeah, but also, the word assassin and assassiny stuff is kind of all over the class, I don't like how, when Reaper came out, I kind of don't like Reaper because soul reaping was already one of Necromancer's lines. Do you know what I mean? So it felt a little bit messy. So I wonder...
But it's not already one of their lines, though. Very easily, ArenaNet could have made one of the lines of a thief the assassination line.
Yes, they could have, exactly, yeah.
But they didn't.
Assassination comes up all of the time. You've got the assassin signet. I'm sure there's some traits that say assassin in them.
For sure.
Assassin's
But
Fury.
there's no line that's the assassination line. You have deadly arts.
Okay, so you think should we go for an assassin then? Or is that a bit too tropey for you?
It is a little bit too tropey.
Well, here's the other thing.
But I feel like
the Deadeye boots. I mean, that's kind of an assassin, right?
Yeah, but it's a gun assassin. I mean, a thief in general. I know it's called a thief, but it's altogether just basically like a ninja assassin, right?
For mechanics, it can be played super bursty. Yeah, you know.
Yeah. So no matter what you do as a thief, it's gonna be an assassin essentially. So it's not a bad idea to play into it, especially if you have the history behind it.
Yeah, I just this is one of these things that I think is going to come up in each episode of this series, which is that there's going to be a lot of people looking for old Guild Wars 1 classes not currently represented. Like, for example, the Monk or the Ritualist, especially think about Ritualist because of Cantha. And they're just kind of already in the game. The thing is, like I see a lot of comments about the Ritualist at the moment online. They're like, please just give me the Ritualist in End of Dragons. But it's like, well, hold on. I mean, what are you looking for? Playstyle-wise, surely the Renegade has you sorted for Ritualist, right?
Does it, though? Because Ritualist got to summon several additional guys, right? Like, they weren't a single spirit that disappeared after a little while. They could, multiply them.
Yeah, well, the Renegade gets loads of spirits. The Renegade has 5 spirits. And the Ritualist had loads of spirits. Oh, or is it theme that you're looking for? Because if it's theme, well, most of that's been rolled in already. Like, loads of the skill names and stuff are already in the game. They're just, filtered through some of the other classes, particularly the Guardian end up getting quite a lot.
All right, so I still think it's got to be something about an assassin, but I think maybe we do a twist on it.
Okay.
And I know that when I was in factions, played an assassin as my character. And I played it a certain way because of a few traits you got in them. The enchantments? The one that, like, if you had enchantments on you, you had a 75% chance to block attacks or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Well, there was, while attacking, you have a chance to block Flashing Blades, the elite, from the first game.
Yeah, and then also, like, another one that heals you every time you hit. I remember...
Way of Perfection, yeah. Or Shroud of Distress, while low on health, you block a ton. Maybe
so I remember playing a very tanky but very strong assassin build that used axes, and I used to call it the Axassin.
Oh, there's a skill called Way of the Master in Guild Wars 1, which meant while wielding non-daggers, you had insane crit chance. That's probably what you were using? That's
what I was doing, yeah. So I was an Axassin. And I think that perhaps they won't call it Axassin because that's a little bit silly. But if we're going to go the assassin route, I wouldn't mind it being an axe-wielding assassin.
All right, okay, look, here's the thing. I think people are shallow and silly, and unless the word assassin appears in the title for the specialization, they will not recognize it. But I think they're so shallow that you could call it the assassin, but go with a really interesting take for the gameplay. Okay. So let's do that. Let's build and we could go with axe if you want. Axe is a great idea for a weapon, right? So let's say that. Let's build the assassin. I mean, it's so boring, isn't it, really? But we'll build the assassin.
But maybe we don't call it the assassin. Maybe it has the word assassin in it. Maybe we put something in front of it, though.
Oh, so I see. So like Axassin, but
like not like Axassin because that's a little bit too silly. But okay, what is the lore behind the assassins when they were first introduced into Guild Wars 1?
Well, they actually have really cool lore. The idea being that assassins are not these skulkers of the shadows, but actually there are massive assassin guilds. They're quite openly accepted parts of high society. And that people would almost, as an open secret. Corporations and individuals would pay one another off to send assassins, and you could even become famous as an assassin. Like Shiro was not, before he became infamous and evil and cruel and all that stuff, and people saw what happened at the Harvest Ceremony. Like he was almost like a celebrity, is the impression I get. An assassin, which is like. It doesn't make any sense, but that's also what's kind of beautiful about the Guild Wars interpretation, or the Canthan interpretation of what an assassin is. So
right, but on top of that, though, well, I was going more like on top of that. Where did they get their powers from?
Well, they're companions, I guess. They learn them as skills like anyone else.
My understanding, I thought that they got them from the Oni.
No, I don't think. Okay, so yeah, the Oni are cool. For people that don't know, in the original game, there were these crazy demon beasts that would burst out of the shadows. They were completely inhuman, horrible monsters called the Oni, and they would, get the jump on you, and they were assassins. I've never seen any lore that says that the Oni that inhabit Cantha influence the societies that live there. I've never seen
I thought assassin powers were derived from the demons, the Oni.
I don't think so, no. In fact, I'll back it up even further. In the lore, assassins are like quite an open, big part of society in Cantha. And I think the suggestion is that the Oni only more recently started appearing after the Luxons dug too deep beneath the Jade and unreleased Canaxai and started all getting ill and all that stuff with the demon Canaxai. I think it's just like, it's just a consequence of how Guild Wars 1 shared skills across enemies and players that the Oni.
Okay, so you're saying that we shouldn't say that we shouldn't like do revisionist history and say that in fact it was magic received from demons and we should call it demon assassin?
Well, they could do. I mean, demon assassin's cool. You've done something clever there, because the only other thing I'm inspired about with the thief is something that leans into the Oni, because I think they're badass. I love the Oni. I can't wait to see the Oni in this expansion. They've got to come back. This is going to be so cool. So you think demon assassin for the name? So we turn the powers of the Oni against them is almost, like the under...
No. Like you are a demonic assassin.
Oh, we are an Oni.
Well, you aren't an Oni. You're getting your powers from them, though.
Okay, yeah. And our target is what? Anything we want it to be.
Yeah, anything you want it to be.
Okay, so demon assassin. You want to call it the demon assassin?
Sure, or demonic assassin.
Okay, I think that's good. That feels new, but it also caters to the shallow people who need an assassin back, even though they don't need an assassin back, but they don't know what they need. Yeah?
Yeah, I'm trying to do a thing here where I'm going to draw a demon assassin. Unfortunately, I only have a mouse. I don't have my tablet to draw.
Okay, that's cool.
So this is going to be quite terrible.
That's fine. I'll plaster a picture of an Oni or something on screen. Oh my god, wait, hold on, Boots. Have you put a lot of forethought into this? Because, Canaxai wielded axes.
I did not think about that, but no, it's literally because I used to play an assassin.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, Canaxai dual-wielded axes, didn't he? So that was like an elite, essentially equivalent of a raid boss for people out of the loop in Guild Wars 1.
Oh, no, but then if we do this, does that mean that Revenant, we have to do something else?
Well, yeah, probably. I mean, Revenant can do any number of things. Revenant, look, we can talk about that in a Revenant video. But okay. I think we would do Togo for Revenant, wouldn't we? Or I would certainly argue for Togo for Revenant.
Please don't make fun of my writing.
No, I'm sure. Look, they've seen it in the previous season.
No, it's even worse. I'm using a mouse now, and it's like so choppy.
Oh, that was a tablet before? Guys, wow.
Oh, God. All right, fine.
It's weird to think, Boots, complete sidebar, but it's weird to think that someone out there is really good at drawing with the mouse, like writing with the mouse.
Uh-huh.
Like they got great handwriting, but mouse writing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, people who grew up with computers and never actually wrote on a piece of paper before are pretty good at it.
No, but I grew up with computers and I suck at that. People don't grow up with mice anymore. They grow up with touch screens. They don't know any better.
That's true. Yeah. All right. Back to Demon Assassins, my friend.
Okay, so we're going with axe. Now, what is that? Is that axe main hand? Is that axe?
Now, hold on a second, though. Is there another option? Could we do some other weapon for Thief? Do they need any particular weapon?
Okay, well, let's think about the ranges that they've got covered.
Mm-hmm.
They've got 1500 and 1200 very well covered with the rifle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They've got 900 very well covered with the short bow.
Yeah.
They've got like that mid-rangey kind of melee feel covered very well with the sword. They've got point blank covered with dagger. They've got pistols for the mid-range as well. From a range perspective, I think they're well canvassed, personally.
Yeah.
Well, hold on though. The one thing that they don't have is very long range, high AoE. Like they've got some AoE at like the mid-range with short bow, right, with the bouncing autos and the cluster bombs. But they don't really have good But when you look at Guild Wars 2 in general, very few things have super high range, super high AoE.
Yeah, and I don't feel like that is what a thief would do.
No, because even though it's a new elite specialization, it's going to have, all the core capabilities of like shadow step and stealth and stuff. So yeah, I don't know about that. So I think range is a dead end. I don't think you can.
Well, there is something I think they are missing.
Is it like a condition damage at a certain
No,
range?
it's underwater ranged.
Oh, but no, listen. I'm sure there's going to be underwater in this expansion, but just because it has a watery logo, it's still going to be mostly land combat, right?
I don't know. The skimmer goes underwater now.
Do they really not have any ranged underwater set?
They have the spear for close combat. I don't know if they have.
Do they have a spear gun? I'm wielding one.
They have a spear gun? Okay, all right, never mind. Yeah, okay, so they don't need a new underwater weapon. Although I'm saying this right now on the first episode. I think it's very possible that every class is going to get a new underwater weapon in the next expansion.
Oh, that's an interesting theory. Really? Do go on. What, just because you think there's going to be a little bit more influence on
I think there's going to be a little bit more underwater stuff, yeah.
What do you think about the reverse of that? That finally we'll see the underwater weapons be wieldable above land?
I've always wanted. Well, I wanted that for the last expansion.
Yeah, but do you not feel that it's a more appropriate time now if there's a little bit more of a water theme?
Yeah, you know what? It would work because like a lot less work would have to be done in game for the devs because they wouldn't have to make a new weapon and then a bunch of new skins for that weapon.
The loot over everything. It's there, and a lot of the Black Lion sets include it already. There's legendaries for it already. Also, that would be a nice little thing they could do. We're totally off topic here, but that would be a nice little thing they could do for legendaries as well. To have 3 new legendaries, but it's the underwater ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I mean, spear gun is the only one I think that is like weird to have above water. But the other ones are pretty okay.
Yeah, trident and a spear. Well, okay, hold on though. Back to the main question: what weapon are they gonna have?
I mean, if there is no requirement, I think axe is pretty good.
Well, okay, so the only other thing I can think of is if you're looking for a good condition damage. I mean, Thief is weird because, like, when you're looking at Condi play, it depends what format of the game you're looking at as well. But you can get a lot of it from traits. It's like the traits augment stuff to become viable Condi weapons. So I don't know.
Like a torch?
Let's just say axe. Let's just go with axe, shall we?
Well, I also think that if they really want to go whole hog on this expansion, I think they should get 2 axes.
You want to do dual wielding axes? Well, hold on, justify that to me though, because the only
dual
person
wielding
who can have
axes.
Dual wield is the warrior, and the warrior is the weapon master. So I think that's fair.
Fair, but if they really want to do something cool for this expansion, give Thief 2 axes.
Well, yeah,
thereby,
we always want to do something cool with the expansion.
Thereby giving them.
There's a budget.
Thereby giving every other weapon set an additional dual wield.
What?
Skill. Then you'd have sword axe, then you'd have pistol axe, then you'd have dagger axe.
That's a good point as well. Oh my god, yeah, no, that's going to be a nightmare.
A nightmare or amazing?
You can't do that. We can't do 2.
Wait, why not? Double axe. I'm writing it down. This is what we want.
We need to do a 2-handed weapon so we don't have to deal with that. That's
what we need. No.
That's why they got the rifle, and that's why they got the staff. So
double
they
axe.
never to invent new jewels.
I know, but that was because they were working on budget now, now they're going all out. They're going all in on Cantha.
They're releasing it on Steam. They're gonna get all the money, and that doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, Axe 1. That's an axe, by the way, guys. Don't laugh at me.
Okay, good.
And here's Axe 2. This one. Oh wait, I'm gonna try to draw the teeth. This one's Frostfang.
Okay.
All right.
So we're not gonna break down all that detail in this video, but we should hold in our mind that, you're going to have a unique sword-axe combo and a unique axe-sword combo and so on, right?
And a unique axe-axe combo. And then a unique axe-dagger, axe-pistol.
No, I think they should cop out and it should be the same thing. It should be called Assassinate, and it's the same skill every time, no matter what combo.
No, but hold on a second, though. No, I don't think so. Because you're saying that this is too much work.
Yeah,
but at the same... Oh, is it though? Because how many skills
I know the
did
Weaver.
I
know you're gonna
did the Weaver get?
Weaver. Yeah, all right. It's true though. You raise a good point. They did put a lot of work in on that Weaver. Yeah. And I will also point out, however, that a lot of those dual skills the Weaver got still feel kind of meh, even many years after Path of Fire. The balance just hasn't got round to a lot of them.
Exactly.
Well, maybe I don't want that for the Thief.
Well, maybe I do.
Okay, so dual wielding axe. I think you're pretty decided on that one.
I like how I'm bullying you
No, I
throughout
like the
this
dual
whole
wielding
thing.
axes because it makes it like Kanaxai. I like that.
Yeah.
And look,
There you go.
I'll go above and beyond as well. The weapon that you unlock with this Elite Specs collection this time is going to be Kanaxai's axe. Okay. Oh wait.
Oh.
No, but they might have already implemented Kanaxai's axe.
In what way?
As like a gem store returning skin, you know? Sometimes they do nostalgia skins.
Okay.
Did they already do Kanaxai's axe? They definitely did some sweet Canthan axes. I'll look at them in game while we keep going here. But anyway,
Okay.
all right. Sure, I'll equip it on it once that's the thing. Okay, so next to think about is utility skills. What our assassin might do.
Well, what did assassins do back in the day?
Well, to be honest, nothing better than they do in Guild Wars 2. Yeah, they shadow stepped, but they shadow step way better in Guild Wars 2 with way more frequency.
Yeah.
What else did they do?
They had enchantments.
Oh, I get what you're going at. They had enchantments. So you think this should be like almost a magical hybrid thief?
Well, it's got magic demon powers.
Yeah, all right. You're leading the way here very well. You're very good at this. I agree. I think that they should be magical. Yeah, and if they're leaning into the kind of the Guild Wars 1 assassin style stuff, which yes had enchantments, maybe just as a consequence of the way that the game mechanics work, but still, yeah.
Now the question is though, do we call them enchantments because they're not in the game yet, so we could call them whatever we want, or do we want to call them something like demon pact or a pact?
Oh, demon pact. I like that. I was gonna say demon enchantment, but that sounded a bit long. Too many syllables.
Yeah.
Demon pact fixes that. You haven't looked this up already. You haven't written down some ideas pre.
No. This all I've written down so far is a weird little face that's supposed to be the top teeth of a demon in their eyes. Demon assassin, double axe with two what are supposed to be axes, and then I have no notes in front of me.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, I think maybe No, I like the word enchantment though, Boots.
I do too.
But
yeah.
I feel like it's kind of too big of a term. It's almost like ArenaNet have tried to stick away from enchantment as a term.
Because what would an enchantment? Because I think if you're doing enchantments, you're gonna want to do it like you did the enchantments back in the day. And if that's the case, how would they work in game, right? So enchantments back in the day were basically a permanent buff that you put on you that cost you energy, correct?
No, not permanent. Bonds were permanent enchantments. But
Well, no, it was so you could turn them off and stuff, but it was something that cost you energy recharge
yeah.
and gave you a buff.
But
there's no energy in
cast
this game.
times and energy costs. Energy costs obviously don't really. Well, they kind of do. You know, initiative. Oh, here's what I think it should be.
Oh, you could, yeah.
I think initiative should turn into like mana or something, right?
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, do we have to do that? Do we have to turn it into mana and make it affect the entire rest of the class? Or do you want to make enchantments cost like an initiative point per second or something?
I don't know whether I really want to do the bond thing, the upkeep thing, which is what revenants do. I mean, this is a weird one because revenants do already do the hey, we brought energy back to the game thing. So
yeah.
I mean, what about a thief elite specialization that kind of makes the revenant energy mechanic, brings that over, like replaces initiative, and now it works like. But I mean, energy is so weird on the rev.
I think you're overcomplicating it.
Yeah.
Like you're changing the entire rest of the. Isn't that kind of what elite specs do though?
Yeah, I think it is what they do. I mean, what would that mean though? Would that mean that you suddenly have cooldowns now? Like Infiltrator's Arrow gets a normal cooldown?
Oh, geez, no, that would be crazy. No, I don't think so. I think what it would do. I think what it would do is things that cost initiative. Count as depending on so like in the game you have either 10 initiative or 13 initiative, correct? Depending on if you have that one trait.
Depending on which line you picked up.
So either it costs 10% of your mana or 7% of your mana or whatever it is based on.
So you're saying that we are going to call it mana, but it's
sure.
But it's
exactly the same as initiative.
Yeah,
it's exactly the same as initiative in all respects for the rest of the class skills, etc.
So what we've done is we've created utility skills that cost initiative now. So what I think...
So in fact, we don't even have to change it to mana. We could just add those utility skills that cost initiative, not change your bar of mana at all, and just have it cost initiative every second.
Yeah, but that's not cool anymore. Now that's just boring. Now we've lost the fun idea that we're magically infused. I think there should be new graphics on the UI. It should be called mana or whatever. It should function exactly like initiative for all the established stuff in place. But I think, yeah, maybe the new skills are like enchantments. They cost mana to use. And as a consequence of that, they don't have cooldowns.
Maybe. Ooh, or forget the mana, but we do the same thing. Yeah, your utility skills cost initiative.
Okay.
And on top of that, your steal costs initiative, and it's called assassinate.
Oh, okay. Maybe we could do that. I mean, yeah, augmenting steal would be the way to go in it.
And maybe you get an F2, F3, F4 for additional demon magic abilities.
The problem is we've locked ourselves into another like Deadeye type thing where it's like, oh, we've got to. There's all these hoops you got to go through to make sure Death's Judgment is fair and all that stuff. And now we would have to jump through all those hoops again here. How much ramp is allowed and stuff.
Yeah.
Before someone can assassinate. I'm not sure what we would do with steel on this. I like the idea that, yeah, it would become, like, if the whole idea is you're as an assassin, you know, if you're a thief, the whole idea is you're stealing things, so F1 is steal. If you're a marksman, then the whole idea is, you know, you're... I mean, we already have an assassin, this is the problem. The Deadeye is an assassin. It already has the whole...
But he has a giant gun. So we could have an assassin that is melee. Okay,
so what? So this thing's F1 is going to function a lot like the Deadeyes?
Maybe the Oh man, thieves are going to hate this class actually, now that I think about it. So if maybe the assassinate doesn't teleport you to the target, maybe you have to be at your target to use it already.
Right.
And invisible or something.
Well, they wouldn't hate that if one of their new utility skills functioned as a steal-like gap close, you know?
Yeah.
They wouldn't hate that. And actually, I kind of like the idea. I like the idea of the new utility skills having a lot of shadow steppy elements to them. You know, where there's porting around. So actually, I think you could completely take movement off of steel. I mean, Deadeye already did it. I know that they also got the rifle at the same time. So, but yeah, I think you could do that. You could have a melee guy that kind of assassinates people. Yeah, and fine. F1 can be like an execute skill. It's just, you know, it's got a cool long wind-up animation or whatever, so, you know, there's some room to move around it. And it's your utilities are kind of, you know, very often porting you in.
So you could either have some utilities that port you in, etc., and some that are buffs that cost initiative per second.
Yeah, all right. I like that idea. What do we call them? We just call them...
They can't be enchantments at that point, I guess.
No, they're not enchantments at all. So screw the enchantment idea. It was like a good leaping off point, but maybe we just flavored them as something else, you know?
Yeah, pacts.
Okay, pacts.
All right.
Also, by the way, the whole time I've been imagining the color scheme of this to be very red themed. I know that obviously our traits and stuff feel kind of orangey red anyway, but
I thought they're supposed to be purple, dude.
Purple?
Yeah, like the assassin.
The original assassin wasn't really purple.
Yeah, it was like a purple skills with red things on the skills.
Yeah, it was like multicolored. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So that's pretty good. Let's think about an elite skill then. Now that we've got a lot of the mechanics in place, what's the elite going to be?
Wait, hold on. I'm writing this down. Okay, so we got assassinate instead of steal, correct?
Yep.
No teleport.
On steal,
from it.
No.
On steal, and it costs initiative.
Yep.
And clearly it does something bad, like does a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it looks cool. It looks cool.
And it looks cool.
People watching this video, you've just got to use your imagination, all right? Like when they show you this trailer for this elite specialization, they'll be showing you like some badass animation. You'll be like, "Whoa, I want to do that," and then you realize that's the new F1. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, it looks
and
cool.
do you also have to be in stealth for it to work?
No.
Okay.
No.
But if you are in stealth, does it do something else on top of it?
You know, I like the idea, Boots, almost of an entirely different mechanic that plays with stealth. You know, you get like demon stealth instead, and it's like a red hewn kind of stealth, and it's somehow different.
Okay, well, I like that idea, but how is it different?
I don't know. We just figure that out later. We'll just table that.
Okay, what about stealth needs to be improved?
I don't know. Maybe you make it like, you know how World of Warcraft has stealth and invisibility, you know, and one of them is you can hear their footsteps near you and they get revealed.
Okay, so everybody has to have their sound way up.
I don't know. I know it doesn't work. It doesn't work. But I like the idea because that's a pretty big element of the class that pre-existing elite specializations haven't played with. Maybe it's time to play with stealth. That's what I mean. Maybe stealth isn't stealth anymore, but it still unlocks your ambush skills and stuff. So in that way, you've started... Your new elite spec has started to fiddle with core specialization things, you know? In a way, because stealth is like... Maybe stealth doesn't stealth you at all, but it gives you a buff of some kind.
Maybe you like... Ooh.
So Shadow Refuge now is buffing people in this way or whatever.
Wait, hold on. Maybe stealth isn't stealth. Instead, it's like...
Demon Shroud.
Demon Shroud, it's like you step through a rift in reality into the demon realm. Into the demon realm, and you're like... so your screen kind of turns gray and misty, and you're kind of like in the demon realm, and you can walk around it and stuff, but you can't be affected by anything in the real world while you're in there.
Well, I don't know about that last bit. That sounds
and you can't affect things until you come out of it.
So it's an invuln now. It doesn't hide.
It's like it's an invisibility invuln.
Okay, so those perma stealth thieves in World vs. World are perma invuln.
Will get even better. Yeah, it's perfect.
Maybe it's like a pain. You can still be CC'd and stuff and condied.
No, you're completely invisible.
Invisible. Yeah, I don't know, but something along those lines, you know.
Yeah. Okay, so I like your idea.
I think we're too far on the other idea now to go back.
I think we might be too far on the other idea, but on top of that, I think that stealth already is really powerful, and if we make it any more powerful,
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying to change it. You know, I'm saying it's not stealth anymore. It's available in all the same places and augmentable by all the same traits, but it's not stealth anymore. It's something else. You know. And and it looks alright.
So you're still maybe you're still semi-visible?
Yeah, you're definitely still visible because it's not stealth anymore.
Okay, so you're like, but you're like super powerful. Maybe you take like 75% less damage from all sources or something.
Yeah, but I mean, you're going with the tanky side, which is kind of funny as well because that's kind of an area that Thief might, you know, a more durable Thief build that isn't just spamming obnoxious evasion effects might be something to look at one day for this game.
Oh, maybe that's totally what it is, though. Because, like, when we started this off and I was talking about the assassin, it was because when he was enchanted, he would block 75% of everything attacking him.
Yeah, that's...
So maybe it's like a shadow meld kind of thing, demon shroud, where you think you're attacking them because they're there, but it's like... kind of like the blur spell in D&D, where, you know, they have disadvantage against you, kind of, because you are, you know, you're like a mirage, kind of.
Right, I like the idea of that as well, because it kind of means that it kind of opens up a lot of the shadow art stuff, you know? Mm-hmm. Which now is like, oh, and I'm now regenning in Demon Shroud or whatever, or I'm, you know, in Demon Shroud because I've got the shadow arts stuff interacting
Okay,
with.
So that is like its own thing, though, I think. So let's put these two ideas in like separate boxes.
We'll have the audience decide which one they like more.
Okay, so are we still going with utility skills cost initiative?
Yeah, I like the idea that initiative is brought over to the right hand side of the bar. That's obviously, there's a trade-off there though, right? Like that is just annoying. So there needs to be some benefit to that at the same time.
Well, the benefit is that they don't have cooldowns.
Okay, but it doesn't have to be that. It could also be that they don't have cast times or something, you know.
Well,
or just
yeah,
they have
some might have cast times. Some might have cast times, some don't. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, maybe they just have a lot of power. But Yeah, I guess they would be more powerful than the usual utility skills because they cost initiative.
Yeah, or something like that. You know, you can pay them. You can pay that budget back however you like. You know.
Yeah. And so, hold on, I'm going to make 2 boxes here. First box is Assassinate instead of Steal. Maybe there's also like F2, F3, F4 that cost initiative and stuff and do other things. Versus, what was this again? This was Stealth is now Demon Form.
Yeah.
Or Demon Shroud.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that variant, I guess, would still be stealing things from people. But that's fine. I don't mind that. Maybe.
So you could still,
you know
you could still like.
I always quite I'm quite captured by the simplicity of a thief elite specialization that still steals stuff. It's just, you know, maybe there's new loot that on the loot table. Do you know what I mean? You know how like Deadeye essentially steals stuff, but it doesn't really make sense how it's stealing stuff or whatever. It's just there's new items you're collecting, right? As you.
Yeah.
I think that's fine, you know. So. Yeah.
Maybe the demon.
Items.
Yeah, maybe the demon steals bits of the soul.
Yeah, or Shadow Realm or whatever, you know. I mean, Christ, we're already stealing ectoplasm from ghosts and whatnot.
So Stealth is now Demon Shroud, no longer invisible.
Wait, no, why? Oh, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No longer invisible, but a little harder to see, let's say?
No, I don't think you should play with visibility anymore.
But
I think if anything, you should be super visible.
Well, hold on, maybe there's just, it's like a sort of a ghostly outline of the guy.
Well, okay, cool. Yeah, if you visually, fine. Yeah, red though. It has to be red.
Yeah, red or like red.
People
ghostly
can see
outline.
you. They can target you. They can move around and stuff. They'll know that your ambush attacks are coming and whatnot. They'll
exactly
see that stuff.
Exactly. But
in exchange, maybe you move faster, or you know.
Yeah, you move faster.
In fact, that can be one of the minors, super speed, while in Demon.
But I think it already isn't. Don't you already get? Isn't there a trait in Shadow Arts that makes you move faster in stealth?
I think so, but not super speed levels.
True. So, but you move faster and are harder to hit.
Also, I think it should be called phase. Oh no, maybe not. Maybe the trait should be called phase.
Oh, I don't think it should be called Demon Shroud, frankly, because Shroud is too Necromancer.
Yeah.
Demon.
I think it should be called something like Shadow Stepping, you know, like Shroud Step or something. I don't know. But that's like the idea, isn't it? That we're kind of, you know, it's another take on the Shadow Step. It's just a slow Shadow Step where you...
Sure, yeah.
You're maintaining regular movement or something.
So wait, it's not Demon Shroud. What is it called instead?
I'm thinking that this is a lot like in League of Legends Pike, you know, if anyone knows what I'm talking about.
No.
Pike does fully stealth, but you know that idea that he's really, really quick and sort of moving around. I like that idea.
Okay, so Demon Form?
Maybe you shouldn't be able to Shadow Step anymore while in Demon Form.
Whoa, what is going on? It's not a thief anymore.
Well, it could be. Alright, yeah, you're right. That's too far. It's too far. And probably unnecessary. I don't know what it's called.
So
I don't know what
Stealth is now Demon Realm. I don't know.
Okay.
Who cares?
No, that's good.
Okay. So no longer visible, harder to see, red ghostly outline, but you move faster, harder to hit and damage. And maybe now we move into the next... Oh, also, we're writing that this gives you new steal abilities.
Okay, also, for that one, I want one of the Grandmaster traits, okay? I think all three of the Grandmaster traits, like, augment the stealth change you've got.
So, yeah, I was gonna say we go into the traits now.
Okay, so I want a Grandmaster trait for that guy, okay?
Okay.
To be that he can share it to allies.
I do not know what button I just pressed, but the screen rotated 90 degrees.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, okay. So gives new steal items. Okay, so Grandmaster trait.
Yeah, so one of them is now whenever you would stealth an ally, it's putting them into that form instead. So it's now a thing you can AoE.
Well, that's right, yeah. So like does that have to be a GM trait or
yeah, I want that GM. I don't want that a default interaction. I want that a GM.
You don't want that to default.
And in that way, you can make the other GMs like turbocharge the Shroud, and it's not like completely nuts because everyone's got it all the time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Is that okay?
Also, does the demon form end on your first attack still, or does it?
I think it must, right? Because if all of the interactions with stealth for your from stealth attacks work, then you have to do that.
What if the Demon Shroud doesn't give you ambushes, but it will linger even while you're attacking? Which means that you can get the benefit of like Shadow Arts traits throughout the entirety of a fight now, because you can be...
So you're saying that like backstab no longer exists for this class?
Yeah, in theory, yeah.
Eh.
You've added 2 axes. There's billions of new skills. It's fine.
Right.
It's
But then
fine.
in that case, if we're doing that, I think Assassinate has to replace Steal.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Because you need that some sort of attack
on
to
the
do damage.
Shroud guy? It can do that, can't it? The Shroud guy doesn't have a defined F1, does he?
No, I guess not.
So he can have, he's like an all-round... Or maybe that just becomes the ambush. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe your ambush moves over to F1.
I mean, you would have to, right? But then in that case, that would end... Unless... Wait, hold on. Ambush is on the Steal is on like a 20-second cooldown, so that would not have to end
Yeah, exactly.
Demon Realm.
And it could just always be there.
Okay.
And it changes based on the weapon that you're wielding.
Okay. I'm not entirely sold on the Stealth is now Demon Realm idea. I'm okay just to keep with Assassinate instead of Steal, and things cost initiative, and you have a few extra F abilities.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
But interestingly enough, somehow these do work together.
Yeah, they do. They do. In a weird way. So you could have an all-in-one kind of package. What do you think about a Grandmaster for the Demon Assassinate F1 guy?
Well, it could affect what Assassinate does, I suppose.
Okay, so what would you add? Boon Rip? Stun?
Boon Rip you already have in other traits. Stun you already have in other traits. It would have to be something unique that they don't already have. So maybe stuff like...
Oh yeah, because in a weird way, you're creating just another Grandmaster that augments Steel here.
Exactly.
Which I actually kind of like, because that's one of the coolest things about Thief, the sheer number of traits that all hit F1.
Yeah, so if it was without the Demon Realm stuff...
Yeah.
You could have 3 different Grandmasters that change Assassinate. So one of them could be... If you're in stealth, it does something special. Extra damage, gives you buffs, I don't know. When you assassinate.
Right.
One of them could change the assassinate to a ranged attack. So it actually turns it into a short teleport, maybe?
Okay. So it's kind of like just a really strong mug now.
Yeah, it's a really strong mug now. And then another one could... I don't know. Another one could... Yeah, I don't know. What would the last one be?
Well, I don't think we need to come up with all 3. Maybe the last one doesn't fit that theme. Maybe the last one is just something quite alternate, They don't all
No,
have
I think
to
it's got to be all... I think they all have to pivot around Assassinate.
No, they don't. I know that we're fans of that, but if you look at how ArenaNet does stuff, they very rarely have all 3 Grandmaster traits meticulously operating around the same aspect.
Maybe one of them, maybe the last one, if it kills the target, if it brings the target down to 0 hit points, it automatically finishes them.
Wait, what? Oh, is it? So, yeah, I'm up for that. You know what? In particular, I really think PvE needs to add more downed enemies again. I think that if PvE had more downstate, opposing downstate, they could start filtering that kind of stuff into the class design more. Because obviously that works really well for World versus World at the moment, right? And a bit of PvP at the moment. But it would... Because, like, for example, Impact Strike is really cool to me on the Daredevil. It's even somewhat limited in the way that it works for PvP and stuff, but it's really cool. But for PvE, you just kind of don't get to play into that too much. So yeah, if End of Dragons as an expansion in general has more downstate and with the things that we're fighting against, yeah, totally do that. They can go much heavier on these new elite specs with finish interactions. That's a cool dimension of the combat that they're just not looking at. Yeah, I'd be up for that.
Okay. All right, so that is the GMs for the Assassinate only, without the Demon Realm. With the Demon Realm, your GM trait was Stealth Allies now. Okay. Now, do we have any minor traits we want to talk about?
Well, yeah, I liked the idea of, the one that augments stealth changes to something else. That one of the minors is that, it's like stealth now, or demon shroud or whatever, now gives you super speed, or if it's not exactly super speed, it could be something less.
Yeah, okay, so boost demon shroud.
Yeah, I think that's a nice clear... In a way, minors like that on elite specializations are kind of cop-out minors, because that easily could just be baked into the mechanic itself, but instead I've
But
split it
the
away
truth is
into
that all minor skills are cop-out minors.
Well, no, they're not, though. They're not. ArenaNet are really inconsistent about it. Sometimes they've copped you out, and sometimes they've given you, like, clearly loads of stuff. Sometimes they've given you, like, a double effect minor.
Right, but the fact that it's all baked into the line is in itself just,
That's true, because we live in a world where people don't really play with an incomplete elite specialization trained.
Exactly.
That is true, yeah. I see what you mean on that.
Yeah, so...
I guess there's a question of how granular things are spread out for the question of post-release balance, if they want to be able to tweak individual bits easily. But
I would say for the Assassinate version of this, pure Assassinate version of this, I would say that there would need to be new ways of gaining initiative because you're spending it more.
Okay, and call it Canaxize Vigor.
Canaxize... I don't know if I spelled that right. Whatever.
We're too obsessed with that character in this show, I think I remember talking about him on the last.
We are too obsessed.
Wait, hey, you were the one that came up. Oh no.
No! It was you.
Well, you embraced it with open arms, so you're just as culpable.
Open arms with an axe in each one.
Yeah.
So okay, Canaxize Vigor. What would be a good way of gaining initiative that wouldn't break the rest of the class? Because
you want me to come up with that off the cuff?
Yes, off the cuff, because if we gain too much initiative, right, then we could use double daggers and just dodge permanently.
I think you should get initiative on evade.
Then you could just use double daggers infinitely.
But there's an ICD of 75 seconds. There you go, fixed it. That's all you ever have to do, Boots. Just add an obnoxious...
You totally fixed it. Even though the animation for double dagger number 3 is 75.75 seconds. Oh, did you say 75 seconds?
Yeah, I said 75 seconds. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. That's a great idea.
It's not broken if you do that.
That's a great idea, yeah. Okay.
I was born for this.
Maybe when you assassinate... No,
you can't do that on successful kill. It's just too wonky, depending on the format you're in.
Yeah. Maybe when you successfully hit with an assassinate?
Maybe, I guess.
Yeah, whatever. Canaxize Vigor, we'll leave it up to the audience to decide.
Yeah, I think that's fine. The gist is there.
Yeah. All right, is there anything else to think about with this, actually?
No, I think we've got 2 pretty good specs on that, actually. Although the groundwork for 2 of them. So you guys in the comments can let us know which was your preferred one. But also, in particular, we're looking for what class you guys might like to see next. Obviously, there are 9 professions. We're just sort of opening up here with the thief. So yeah, you got any ideas? I know a lot of people are inspired, as I mentioned earlier, about a ritualist coming back. What class would that be to you? You can let us know, and we'll see you for the next part. Right, Boots?
Absolutely.
All right.
And remember, the utility skills cost initiative with pacts.
Yeah.
I'm going back to the things. This would be very interesting for an initiative-based assassinate thing, where maybe one pact or enchantment is kind of like the old assassin, where you dodge 75% of attacks, but every time you dodge, you lose an initiative.
Yeah, that works. In fact, what does that remind me of? That reminds me of like Life Bond and stuff as well, where you lose energy every time you successfully mitigate until it goes away.
Yeah. And I do like the Demon Realm stuff, and I think it's really interesting that we needed the Assassinate instead of Steal to be added to it in order to get around the fact that we're losing all of the weapon ambushes.
Yeah, I mean the combined version of both of these could totally be there.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, well, I like this. All right.
Well, thanks very much, Boots. It's been good to have you on. Hope you guys enjoyed. do feel free to check out Boots' channel. I'll have a link to that in the description. In case you aren't aware, or during my break, I was actually over on his channel in a video where you got #1 on one of the adventures, right, Boots? I don't know if you still are. Are you still #1?
I think I am. I think I'm still #1.
The world best, guys, in the newest patch on one of the adventures. He'll run you through it over on that video. And until next time, guys, take it easy. We'll see you next time.
Bye.